Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks, where we have another new watch to unveil to you today. But before I do that, I know what's in here. Sorta. It's going to be a surprise for both of us because this watch comes to us from a new supplier. Geekbuying is partnering with us, has shipped us a No.1 watch, the G6. Now, what we don't know, and look at all these options down here, is whether or not this is the black strap on a silver-bodied watch, or black on black, or did we get the metal band silver watch or a metal band black watch? That's the surprise. Any way you cut it, though, this is a nice Bluetooth 4.0 smartwatch, and we're going to take a look at it today. So let's unbox it. Here we go. I love it when it's all wrapped up like this. There's absolutely no way to get into it but brute force, right? Am I doing this right, folks? I'll probably get the OSHA or EPA or somebody on me. Uh-oh, probably cut into the box. I get excited about this. What can I say? It's always fun to open a new watch. It's always fun to play with the old watches, too. You know, somebody just asked me in the comments, of all the watches you've reviewed, which is the best? And I told him, it's like asking a chocolate addict, of all the chocolate that you've tasted, which is the best? The answer? They all are. Or, I don't know, I got to try them all over again. Same way with the watches. Okay, we know what we have here. This is the No.1 G6 all cut into pieces. It's got 240 by 240 as its screen, and it supports all these good things, including Bluetooth 4.0, and it's a Geek Buying special for us. Oh, yeah! I've wanted one with a metal band for oh my gosh, yay, yay, thank you guys. They must have read my mind. My first slow down. My first metal banded watch. Smartwatch, yeah. Ho, 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 this is going to be fun. Okay, how many times can you change your favorite? You know, I don't even know how to open this up. Oh, you press it and there it goes. I got to try it on before we even do anything. Okay, look at that. There's a little port there. It's a 2-button watch. This is really attractive. Did you see that price? Come here. That's a price before any discounts. $40, under $40 for a full metal. Yeah, I know. But hey, it'll fit big folks as well as small. You can take the links out. And then it's going to look like that. Wow. Wow. No.1. Can I? No, not really. I'm a little bit bigger than that. So I got to open it. But it's easy to open and close. You saw that. We'll get back to that. Da-da-da-da. The USB cable. You know how many of these I got? All over the place. But the good news is it looks like you can plug it straight into the watch. No fancy dock with stuff on the bottom. No unique pins. You can just use a USB micro adapter anywhere you are, at work, in the car, at home. What's the back got on it? Is it a cover? I think it's got, whatchamacallit, I don't know what it's got. Okay. We take the container out. We get the manual. Oh, yeah. User's manual in English and Chinese. Let's do the look-see. Can I get you in focus? Okay. Thank you. It's a really small writing, so I'm going to have to scroll it for you to read it. I guess you can get it right there. User's manual. We always like to take a look at that. Okay. Now, this is a tethering watch, okay? It's not one of those Android watches, especially at this price point. But because it's a pure tethering watch, that means we get to do all the standard tethering stuff that you've seen on a lot of the tethering watches we review here. So let's run through it. If I've got juice, we'll do it right now. Let's turn it on. Usually it's the top button. It could be the bottom button. Oh, excitement interrupt us. Oh, no, wait, I felt a vibration. Yeah! No. All right, I'll charge it, and we'll be back. Okay, I've got this. Om. Shh, I'm practicing mindful meditation. Calm myself down. Om. I've charged it through the little hole. Om. I've tethered it to the watch and phone. Oh, the heck with it. I can't do this stuff. I'm too excited. All right, we are up and running, and we are going to take a look at what we've got on this No.1 G6 from No.1. It's a Bluetooth 4.0, thank goodness, low energy connectivity smartwatch with a heart rate monitor, a sports fitness tracker, and all these specifications. This is what it comes with. We have the 2502 chip in it. We've got 1.2 inches with a 240 by 240 pixel screen, a 380 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery, and all these other good things. And it's really thin too. It's almost 10 millimeters, and that's really thin for a watch. So it's coming out nice. And check this out. I peeled the little black plastic off, and you've got a shiny glass back on here, which may help actually with our connectivity. And right here are the two little diodes for the heart rate monitor, not in the center. This is one of the most unusual backs I've ever seen. There's no screws right on the edges of it. They're way off in the corners. So interesting. It might be a whole new type of manufacturing process. Microphone hole here, and two buttons. We've already talked about that. Let's check it out. There's the automatic flip and turn on. Now, while we were off camera, of course, I charged it, and I took out some of the links so that I can show you. I can slip it on. There's the pattern where it's been already, and hook it up, and I have got one attractive looking watch. Male or female, this is a smaller sized screen, so it actually looks really good. And it's in black in metal as well, or you can have silver or black in the with the special rubber silicone kind of a band as well. All right, let's get into the apps. I'm going to take a look at this, and when we move in any direction, it automatically gets us into the apps. Left, right. As long as you go up, it comes back, and even up. Okay, so you really have just a home screen, or you have the apps. And from the home screen, you press and hold, and you've got your selection of different watch faces that you can look at, including the specialized No.1 faces they've made just for these new sports watches, like the soccer one here, football. Nice, good digital display, easy to read, even outdoors. Another fancy watch. And then you got the large digital one. And we're back again. So, nothing left but looking at the apps. And we start out looking at things like the phone usage, the dialer, the SMS, connect, and call logs. And in order to even show you those, we first have to tether this watch to a phone, right? There's no SIM card in this one. It's purely tethering. Ha-ha! Then that means we need to talk about tethering, right? Yes, right. You never talk about tethering. I know, it's so hard to do, but today we're going to set it up with this No.1 G6 watch, and we're going to do it. And we're going to do it in a way that I can take this little piece out, and just for future videos, I can say, and it's about tethering, watch this video. But you guys get to see it first. Yay! Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Tics, where today we are going to talk about how to tether your smartwatch, that's a pure tethering smartwatch, to one of the best smartwatch tethering apps out there. Which one is it? Well, it happens to be Halloween here, and if you really want to have fun on Halloween, what do you wear? Huh? You wear Fundowear. Yes. Always put on your Fundowear when you go out for Halloween. What is Fundowear? You're about to find out on this No.1 G6 watch. We're going to turn it on. It's already been on. And we have this here phone here that we've got turned on. And we're going to tether it to the Fundowear. In fact, it's already Bluetooth tethered. I'm not going to cover that. You guys know how to do that. We're going to make sure that we're set up on Fundowear. So what we have to do on any of these watches is go down and find something they call an app. It looks like a QR code, like that. And then you're going to download something like barcode scanner, QR, something like that on your phone, and you're going to link them together. I'm going to touch it, make sure it doesn't go out, and boom, it caught it. And it's going to give you a web link address, and when it pulls that up, it's going to show you can go in and download the Fundowear Android version or iOS version. Yes, indeed. You can do it for either format of phone. Now we're going to skip ahead. You can do this if you want, but my suggestion is you go straight to the Google Play Store and type in Fundowear and download the app from the Google Play Store. Much safer, much more straightforward, and it should be the latest version. When you have that app installed, all you got to do is tap it, and it brings it up. Now, on your watch, if you've got your watch already pre-tethered over to your phone, it should be as simple as coming in here and saying sync data. And when you say data sync, well, there's no data to sync. But it should be connected. How do I know? Well, here's one of the fun things about the Fundowear app. I can go down here to My Applications. You see that? Now, when I load this up, you see all these extra watch faces. Now, I didn't show you these right off of the bat, but these are the stock watch faces that come with this particular watch, and they're different on all the different tethering watches. We've gone a complete circle, right? We got this green round one. But look, we've got these other things that you can actually install from the Fundowear app, like a digital clock in kind of a brown color. Install successful. Now watch, when I go across here, I find that new clock face. Simple as that. Apps are supported too. Right now it's only one, the Yahoo Weather, but I have it in there already. I can go in here and I can connect a city like Cupertino. There we go. Oops, it was there. Cupertino, California. Search for it. It's going to take it a little while to search. In the meantime, I'll show you that when I go over here to apps, and I keep going through all of them, at the very end is the Yahoo Weather app. And you saw earlier I can also choose between Fahrenheit or centigrade as the display that I want to have for my weather. So as long as you're tethered from your watch to your phone, you can select any location you want to that's covered by Yahoo, and you'll be able to get the weather there. And there we go, Cupertino. I'm going to switch it to Fahrenheit, and that part is done. Now we go into the weather app. And the first time through, it takes it a little while. It's going to load it up, and when it does, we should see all of the weather happening. So leaving this, our main home page shows you your steps and your sleep information, because all of these watches come complete with step counting capability that resets daily, and your sleep monitoring, light sleep hours, deep sleep hours, and total time. And that's right on your home page. So once you have it set up, and there we go, 67 degrees in Cupertino. It's a quick timeout on this. Now it's having to load it again. But it's there, and it's tethered, and you got the temperature information. I've got to keep touching this. If you go into heart rate, it will show you what your heart rate monitor information is from the watch, which we get to right here. And the diodes are on the back. Start it. See, it's not even going to let me do it unless I actually have the watch on, like so. And now we do it. And it's measuring my heartbeat. This particular one, the No.1 G6, has an interesting layout of the diodes on the back To give you an even better accuracy, there's the first reading it comes up with, 87, and it's locking that one in, and then it should be continuing to give me updates. I guess it does a one-time thing. Now over here, if I go back and I sync my data, and I come back, and I look at my heart rate, there it is. So you see what Fundowear is? It's a matching app for your tetherable smartwatch. Unfortunately, at this point, Fundowear is not supported in all of the Android 5.1 or 4.4 standalone watches. They use SIM cards. They don't do this whole tethering thing. All the bells and whistles that you see in Fundowear here are really linked to these tethering kind of watches. And the major companies like No.1 make both kinds. And if you really want to schlep your phone along with you and be able to make and receive phone calls from your watch, do all of these things with heart rate and steps and sedentary and sleep and everything else. You can set your goals. You can do all of this stuff. You need to have a watch that supports the Fundowear. How do you handle phone calls? I'm going to insert a little piece right here from another one that we did where you'll actually see the setup with Fundowear using your watch and phone linking to make and receive phone calls from your watch through your phone to someplace else and back again. Well, I've strategically placed black tape over the points on the watch and the phone that will display the phone number I'm calling from. And I'm doing this because, you really guys have got to see what it looks like and how it sounds, how loud this watch is. I've done a couple of tests, which is why I know where to put the tape. And now I'm calling from another phone. And we can answer that call. We hope. All right. And it's answered. And I got messages. Okay. Hello. This is a test. Hello? You can hear the feedback starting. But it is really loud. If I talk from this one. Wow. Okay, anyway, it can place and receive calls, and it works really well, and it's really, really loud. Okay, and it's as simple as that. That's how you actually use your watch and phone to do phone calling, as long as you're using the Fundowear app and it's supported by your particular watch. So what else does the Fundowear app do? Well, let's take a look. Here is our heart rate information down here. We have the ability to send it out. The default apps that they give you access to are shown here. If you like to post your heart rate on Facebook or Twitter, you certainly can. When you come back here to the main menu, Home is this basic page we've seen that covers steps and sleep. When you go to heart rate, we're right there. And if you have more than one entry, they'll accumulate down below. Discover is an interesting tab. It's for social media connectivity. You can connect with your friends. And if you have any friends, you can add on here. You guys can share data. You can look for nearby friends. I guess it ties in with your GPS and takes you in there. There's player ranks, your activity, and input an activity keyword. Then a sports line and a sports team. So Fundowear is actually designed for integrated use with a variety of folks, and perhaps you'll end up using it on your sports team. You never know. That's our Discover. Syncing data, we showed you. It's a quick thing. It just syncs or it doesn't and updates the information from the watch to the phone. Then you've got your overall settings. We'll come back to My Applications. We took a look at that. Again, this is where you can select watch faces to install. Now, in a later version of this, we're going to show you how you can add additional custom-made watch faces beyond the ones that Fundowear supplies. There is a technique that you can add additional watch faces that will show up here in this list that you'll be able to install to any of your tethering watches that use Fundowear. That's going to be pretty cool. So if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you subscribe because we'll be adding that in. Then after that, you've got the ability to set your goals for low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. And these are not selectable. I guess we go here and then it automatically moves to the next category. Okay, high intensity's up there. And you can set as low as 4,000 and as high as 20,000 in terms of number of steps that you want to step every day to create a goal for yourself to reach, and then increase that as you go along. About tells us that we are running version, at this point, 3.2.8. Checking for a new version, it tells us that we have the up-to-date version. And this allows us to do a over-the-air update to watches that support it. So if there's a firmware update available, it tells me what I've got. The release date is October 17th. I can check for a new version. And this is how you do the OTA, over-the-air updates to your watch through the Fundowear app. And you can provide feedback in their privacy policy for Fundowear. And settings. Here we go to set up your user settings. You got your sex, height, weight, birth date, all of that stuff. Generic is entered there. You can adjust it to your own liking. And notification settings loads all of the apps that you've got that can do notifications. And then you can select which ones you want to activate or not to be able to send notifications to your watch. Now, this is really nice. You can hit select all or unselect all. Of course, call service and SMS will always remain on unless you manually turn them off. But all of your other installed apps, you can select them or unselect them. And same thing for system apps. You can unselect all of those or individually select them one by one. Really nice, huh? Generally, I keep them all unselected. And then you save that. And that configuration is now saved from your phone on which of the apps will actually send notifications to your watch. Alert settings, you can turn those on. Range alert is if you're out of range, it will let you know. And you can set the range size, near or far. So it'll beep if you just move into the next room, or it'll beep if you leave the building, right? And you can calibrate it and do all that stuff. And you can disconnect the alerts. I usually leave those off because it gets annoying if you're out of the range of your phone. Function introduction is a little talk story thing that tells you what this app does for you. And it's kind of what comes up when you first launch the app. And then start takes you back into the app. So that's just the overview of the beginning thing. And then user help gets you into a much more detailed overview help screen, which will show you each of these, of how to use it. And anything that I haven't covered yet, hopefully you'll see here. Notice there's a graph in the background. Once you accumulate some data, you can actually see your information on graphs. And you can install new apps on your watch. It shows you how to do those. You can sync your data in the health information. And that's user help. And we're back to home. So that's the Fundu app. That's the app that links with your tethering smartwatch like the No.1 G6. Just make sure that when you look at the apps that are on your watch, you're going to want to find one that's got the barcode. If it looks like that, and if you tap it, with your phone to check it, and it comes back with Fundowear, that's the app you're going to link to. You've got yourself a really good tethering watch because it's a really decent overall tethering app. And you're good to go. All right? So happy Halloween, everybody. And remember, when you go out trick-or-treating, Fundowear. Wear your Fundowear. Well, there you go. Tethering 101 Halloween style. Now you know what you need to know. Okay. We have a lot of apps that we need to cover on this No.1 G6 watch here. So let's run through them. The tethering required apps like the dialer are right here. We can put in some magic number and it will attempt to make that phone call. Of course, you have to have a SIM card in your phone. That's coming out of the watch. Okay. That's what it'll sound like on a phone call. Yes. Okay. That's the dialer. SMS, boom, I touch it. It brings up all my text messages to all my friends, and you can read them right there, one after another, scrolling. Contacts. It shows the contacts that I have installed in my phone, and if you have a Google account that you're active with, it's going to bring all those over as well. And of course, you can press any button and bring up the number and make the phone call directly from your contacts. You have your call logs, and this is going to show you who all you've called, all the funny numbers that I've just been dialing to test this whole thing out. And you can pick one of them, and you can make a phone call again. And there it goes. And we know that routine. So, okay, those are the first 4 tethering apps. Bluetooth is what we tapped to make sure that we could search on Bluetooth and connect to our phone. The app we've already showed you, that's where you got the Bluetooth or the barcode that we scanned. Bluetooth camera is the app that lets you bring up the camera on your phone so that you can take pictures. You hit the capture button, it'll take a picture on your phone, and you're good to go there. The settings is where we make all our adjustments on the watch. And we have your basic Bluetooth settings where you can turn it on, make it visible. Right now the visibility is off, but the power is on because we're already tethered to a phone, so we don't need to turn that on. Go back to settings. Clock, we've seen this. You have 2 different types of clocks. Well, multiple types actually. You go in there and that's where you can change the clock style that you'll be looking at. Clock type 4, so forth. Time synchronization is currently on to sync to your phone. If you turn it off, you can do the adjustment of the date and time on your own, and you can change from 12 to 24-hour format, whichever way you like to have your data displayed. Sound. We have ring only and your ringtone and your notification tones. And the volume is where you adjust the volumes on that. And right now I have them all turned all the way down because there's so many watches. When one of them just like beeps, I have no idea which one it is. But you can turn these up pretty loud. Come on. Hello. Okay. Notification sounds are the same as what you've heard on many of the other watches, and some of you guys get real bored with that, so we're going to skip that part and go into, come back here, sound, volume, display. Display brightness is where we adjust the level. 2 is pretty good for video because see when I bring it all the way up, it's totally washed out. All the way down is kind of weak, but 2 is pretty good, so we do that for the videos. I can change my screen time up to 1 minute, which I'm going to do to keep going without it going out on me. International is where we can sync it, and if we don't, we can show you the languages that you have to choose from. English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and so forth. Pretty good selection, but brief, okay? Could be expanded. You'll have to check with No.1 to see if your particular language is going to be supported on here. It'll display names, last name first or first name last in your name display. Our units are selectable between metric and imperial. I'll switch it over to imperial. And the apps, this is where if you have any apps installed, you can uninstall them. And I don't want to, but I have the weather app installed, so that is there. Reset, of course, is to reset the whole watch and erase all the data from the watch. And the about gives you the information about what this watch has got on it and its latest version. These are the connected services right now. And that's what it's running. And the release time is October 17th. And this is Halloween, October 31st, 2016. And that's it for settings. So we get over into music, and this lets us play music from the remote device. So if we have music on our phone, we can play it. Yeah! Or we can skip ahead or go back. Whoops. Okay. Taking a little while to respond. All right, so that's coming from my phone, what you're hearing, but I'm controlling it from my watch. Notifier. This is all of the different notices that I've been receiving that have been coming to my phone but being displayed on my watch. I use display brightness, so here's the headline and then there's the notice itself. If I don't want, and I don't need, display brightness from my phone to always be interrupting me, I can turn that off. I'm going to leave Fundowear on because it'll let me know when I'm connected or disconnected, so I'm not going to block that one. Motion. This is where you can set certain things to happen. You can flip it to mute an incoming call. You can flip to mute an alarm. The wake up gesture I have on, which is where you turn it and it'll wake the watch up. Shake to answer a phone call. These are all basics to these tethering watches. The themes are you see the total black background here? We can change that theme to be a little bit of blue dots that are behind it. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of subtle. But you have the choices. I just leave it on black. Your alarm clocks, basic, add, repeat, and whatever tone you want for the alarms, and how often you want them to ring. The calendar is very basic. You get today's date, and then you get the full calendar that you can, I think, scroll and look at other weeks. But you can't, like, put appointments and things on there. A basic calculator that comes with the watch. That does basic calculations. They never do the same one twice. You notice that, huh? And then a stopwatch, which is handy to have, that we can start. And it says empty. That stops it. That gives us a lap time. That's the first lap time of 6 seconds, 11 seconds. Third, and we can bring those down to see them. We can stop it. And then when we stop it, we hit it, we clear it, and it starts all over again. The pedometer, which will track your steps. And if you set your data, you can get the kilocalories burned. And you remember, I set 6,500 in the Fundowear app to be my target. So now it's actually counting steps. So if I started walking, we would accumulate steps on the watch. And I could do it over an interval if I wanted to track a certain specific walk or run. The heart rate we've already done, and I don't know if I can show you, but the diodes are really cool. They're way over here on the side. And unfortunately, it seemed that when I turn it on, it doesn't light up because it can tell that I don't have it on my arm. But it's right in the middle, but not in the middle. It's on the middle on the side, right near the wrist, and it seems to be doing pretty good at getting heart rate data. Your deep sleep, light sleep, this is your history for your sleeping. It's a pretty nice display on how to do this. That's for your how well you're sleeping at night. And your sedentary reminders is basically a recurring alarm that repeats every 30 minutes or 60 minutes. You don't have a lot of choices here. It's just one, and it's just there. Vibrator, in case you have a sore muscle somewhere. You turn it on. You can't tell, but it's vibrating right now. So if you have a tightness in your TMJ, you know where that is, right? Transmandibular joint in your jaw. You can just put your watch right on your jaw next to the back teeth and relax that muscle and run your battery down like nobody's business. Anti-lost beeps both the watch and the phone. It's asking me for access again in case you have separated them, which is a similar type of thing that will happen if you have that set to go off if you lose your Bluetooth connection. You can turn your power savings on if you want to, and of course it dims the screen and other functions. Language we already looked at. We've been in that in the system settings. And then the weather, which we showed you before, that we logged in from the Fundowear app when we went in and installed that application. There, okay. 7-mile-an-hour wind, and I don't know if I can go any direction to get any more information. Doesn't look like it. No, it takes me right out of it. All right, those are all of the apps that are installed here. So we are looking at the No.1 G6 watch. Boom! Brought to us by Geekbuying, which is our first time we've partnered up with Geekbuying, and they're giving us not only the watch available, but they're giving us a coupon discount on this to bring it down. I think right now they can offer it to us for about $34.99. So $35 for a really exquisite watch that has a metal band. And I mean, this is stainless steel metal, folks. This really is a high-end, high-class watch. It's looking great. If you don't want the metal band, which comes in black or silver like this, you can get it with what looks like a kind of a rubber silicone type of a band. Again, with the black or silver watch with the band on it. Are the bands removable? Well, yeah, it really looks like it because you got space in there. See, it's not like the ones that have antennas in them, and obviously this just has links. So if you want it just in your pocket, you could do that. Take the bands off and carry it in your pocket, or put any bands that you want on this watch. The nice thing about what Geekbuying is offering right now, it's the same price for the stainless steel metal one as it is for this one, and that's a really amazing, because usually the stainless steel is quite a bit more. So head on over to Geekbuying, check in the links in our show notes down below, and click on the link, put in the coupon stuff at checkout, and boom, you should be able to pick this up at a really good price. And depending on when you're watching this, if it hasn't hit Black Friday yet, wow, they're going to drop several more bucks off of it just for Black Friday, I've been told. So if you don't need it right away, wait till Black Friday. Otherwise, jump in there now while they still have some and pick up your G6 from No.1. Please thank you. Please hit the like button if you like this video or any of our videos. I'm finding that helps in getting more visibility and folks to come over and check us out. And if you haven't subscribed, you're invited to, because we have a whole bunch of more good stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, Smartwatch Ticks. We'll catch you again soon. Oh.